You know, at the end of the day, like, Puffy is Puffy. He will, I mean, you know, it's all about what he can do, what he can get from people. That's it. Puffy it's all about himself a lot of times, because he never really did nothing for me.
Oh gosh, this voice recording of Lil Kim that's been circulating on social media has opened up a whole can of worms. Our Queen Bee wasn't just spilling tea, she was trying to protect everyone from the storm that was coming. And let me tell you something else. Kim didn't just try to warn us about Diddy, she was sounding the alarm about Biggie too, but nobody wanted to listen back then.
Literally rapping in my lion jacket. I got my headphones on like this. I'm like, yeah, you know that. Boom, my headphones on. And I was crying. I was so scared. I didn't know what happened. And you trying to play me? You trying to play me? I'm like, well, you trying to play me? You got all these skanks in here. Wow. And we started fighting, and we tore the plaques off the wall and everything. And he choked me out in the elevator, so I passed out. And then look.
And you were still loving this man after all
I don't
of
know
this.
why. I don't know why. But I tell you sometimes, if he wasn't dead, I love him.
Now, before we go any further, let's acknowledge what's happening right now. We're seeing more and more celebrities step forward with their stories about working with Diddy. Sure, we had Gene Deal and Jaguar Wright speaking up before, but y'all were quick to label them as crazy. Well, guess what? Lil Kim has been telling us about Diddy's true nature for years, and after this video drops, you're going to understand exactly why we should have been paying attention.
You know, at the end of the day, like, Puffy is Puffy. He will, I mean, you know, it's all about what he can do, what he can get from people. That's it. Puffy it's all about himself a lot of times, because he never really did nothing for me.
Let me take you back to where this whole saga began, because baby, there are layers to this story that you need to understand. Picture this. It's the 90s, and Lil Kim is making waves as part of Junior Mafia, the hip-hop group that the notorious B.I.G. brought together. Biggie, seeing Kim's star potential, introduces her to Diddy, thinking he's opening doors for her career. Little did anyone know, this introduction would lead to years of manipulation, missed opportunities, and buried truths. Now, here's where things start getting messy. Despite becoming her manager and claiming to be her friend, Diddy never signed Lil Kim to Bad Boy Records. And when I tell you his reason was straight up disrespectful, hold on to your seats. During an MTV News interview, Diddy had the audacity to say, and I quote, "She's too pretty to be rapping. Female rappers don't look like her. What am I supposed to do with her?" Can you believe this man really said that out loud? But wait, it gets even more ridiculous. In 1996, Kim dropped her debut album, Hardcore. And guess what? It went platinum, selling over 1 million copies. You'd think this would change Diddy's mind about signing her, right? Wrong. He still wouldn't bring her onto Bad Boy Records because he didn't believe female rappers could consistently achieve platinum status. The misogyny was real, y'all. Recently, a recording surfaced that had everyone's jaws on the floor. Kim went all the way off about Diddy, exposing how he used his money and connections to sweep things under the rug. Of course, they tried to delete this recording faster than you can say bad boy, but baby, the internet never forgets. In this explosive rant, Kim laid everything bare. She talked about how Diddy was always about himself, never showing up when it really mattered. When Kim was serving time in prison from 2005 to 2006 for federal perjury, guess who never bothered to visit? That's right, Diddy. Meanwhile, Oprah and Tyra Banks were writing letters to support her, but Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop couldn't even send a phone number for her to call.
Me working with Nicki Minaj has nothing to do with going against Kim. When Kim works with other producers, when she raps with other artists, I'm not getting upset. It's not a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And hold on, let me get finished. I think that a lot of us that have been here for a long time, including yourself, Flex.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We have inspired a lot of people.
Yes.
We have motivated a lot of people. We have touched a lot of people in a certain way. We've been those cats that people have aspired to be. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be around Nicki if I ever heard nothing ever negative said about Kim. You know what I'm saying? I never heard nothing like that. But then when it comes to just being an MC, that's when I gotta stand back. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they want to do things and be MCs, that's their business. I'm not with any negativity. I'm not with no beef. You know what I'm saying? And I love both of them. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you know, right now, right now, Nicki Minaj, you know, that's who my artist is. That's who I consult. That's who I do business with. I no longer do business with Kim on that level, but Kim will always have a special place in my heart.
The disrespect didn't end there, honey. While Kim was behind bars, maintaining her dignity in prison, Diddy was out here playing games with her career. He started working with Nicki Minaj, and when people questioned him about it, he threw Kim under the bus faster than a New York Minute. He made it crystal clear that Nicki was his artist and Kim wasn't. Adding insult to injury, Nicki took shots at Kim on Diddy's song with Dirty Money, Hello, Good Morning. The shade of it all. Now let's talk about all the opportunities that Diddy blocked, because this is where it gets really spicy. Kim revealed that she missed out on being featured on Sisqó's Thong Song because Diddy told her to play hard to get with L.A. Reid. Imagine missing out on what became one of the biggest hits of that era because someone who was supposed to have your back was playing chess with your career. And hold on to your wigs because this next part is going to leave you gagged. During her appearance on Lizzo's Spotify podcast, Good as Hell, Kim dropped a bomb that had everybody shook. The king of pop himself, Michael Jackson, wanted Kim on his album after hearing her music. But guess who played interference and messed up that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? Diddy, of course.
Rodney Jerkins, he was working on Michael Jackson's album, and he was like, yo, I was playing Queen for Michael Jackson. And he was like, man, I love how she raps behind the beat and it's so sexy. I was like, he said that?
What?
He was like, yeah. So I'm telling you that to say, we're trying to get you on the album. And I was like, what? I think I might, my leg is still trying to recover because I fell out the seat. And
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you didn't get
So
on
let me
that.
tell you what happened.
Okay.
Puffy was my manager at the time.
Okay.
And when we brought it to Puffy, Puffy was like, Puffy can be a little bit controlling because I was like his little sister. So I don't know. I don't know if him and Rodney were going through something at the time, but it just never happened because I was a kid, so I wasn't handling my business. But I remember seeing Rodney and he going, yo, what's up? I've been calling and you don't want to be on Michael Jackson's album? I was like, what? Are you crazy? Of course I do. But I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. So that was a missed opportunity, not due to anything I did, but like, it just, you know, it was out of my control. And I really, 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 really just want to go somewhere and die. No, I'm just joking.
I literally, I still get teared up. Like, I'll be like, oh no, we got this.
But here's where Kim's true character shines through like a diamond. While dealing with all these career setbacks and blocked opportunities, she was still out here being a guardian angel for other women in the industry. Miss Jones recently came forward on Pink Champs with a story that'll make your blood run cold. She revealed how Diddy once threatened to put her in the trunk of a car. And this wasn't just hearsay, y'all. It was caught on tape when Diddy thought the recording had stopped.
From what I understand, one of his closest friends was the last one he dragged out paying her and refused to pay her. She was the very, very last one. That
It's
royalty.
a mentality and it's something that is built in somebody.
And
every
Diddy,
time
I
I
don't
look-
want you blowing up my house or my car or anything like
Good
that.
night!
No, I don't. Because I don't.
I cannot.
He already threatened to put me in the trunk of a car.
What?
And it's on tape. You know when we take you back in the room to do commercials? After you do an interview on the radio and we
And
take
you
you
do
in the back?
the drops for the...
And he didn't know that the tape was running.
And who was there to step up and protect Miss Jones in that moment of fear? Kim, telling Diddy to back off and leave her alone. That's the kind of woman Kim is. Even while fighting her own battles with Diddy, she wasn't afraid to stand up for others.
And if I hadn't heard it, I wouldn't have believed it. And Lil Kim said, leave Jonesy alone. Jonesy don't hurt nobody. Stop, yep. You saved me. You're my hero. Yep. Wow. Yep. So I just say, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Baby, that's what I've always...
Where there's
That's what I
smoke,
know
there's
to do,
fire.
too.
During that interview, Miss Jones didn't hold back. She went into detail about the serious allegations against Diddy and how the industry's culture of silence protected him for years.
To disparage Cassie, and you don't know what the that young woman went through. First of all, she was with somebody 20 years. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how a lot of these guys have always, and this is even in the growing up, we dating dealers. These motherfuckers was 12 and 22 decades older than us. They had no business.
I was 17 and he was 27.
They are developmentally, we're in developmentally different spaces. You mean that's not predatory?
That is.
Get the out of here. Come on, man. And men are, and that's why that pissed me off seeing guns, because I with guns.
Yeah.
That's my mans in them.
Peter Guns, that was not cute.
Yeah, I don't know what numbers is going on, but I definitely was.
Do they really believe that? Do they really believe? It's so stupid.
They really believe. Do
they really believe that, or are they again just pretending and trying to buy time? Because once we start going down the line of who did what to whom, and everybody's suing. How you suing? No.
How you suing?
Let me tell you about another incident that shows Kim's protective nature. There's a story about how she saved a dancer from Diddy's unwanted advances backstage at a concert. The tea is that Diddy had been pursuing this dancer for a while, but she wasn't interested. Things got scary when he cornered her backstage, trying to force her to give in. Thankfully, Kim was there and stood her ground until Diddy backed off and left the dancer alone. Now, let's dive into the Biggie situation, because this is where the story gets even deeper. Biggie and Diddy's paths crossed in 1992 after Diddy spotted him in a magazine feature. They seemed to click, and Biggie signed with Bad Boy Entertainment when it launched in 1993. His debut album, Ready to Die, dropped in 1994 and became a massive hit. But by 1997, Biggie was gone, and that's when the whispers started.
Have Big. Puff would never be involved in one of his best friends. That's outside of him being his artist. You know what I'm saying? That was like, you know, their relationship was something that I don't have that relationship with Puff. So, you know, that's never been something that people can connect things and say you knew this one but that doesn't mean you knew these things were gonna happen either. And that doesn't mean that you said, okay, do this either. Cause I know without a doubt that if that's the case, then we would have sued Puff a long time ago. Right. If we felt that way. You don't think they haven't tried to get us to do that?
Yeah, I watched
I'm
the
just
episode
saying, you know, in real life. But we know better than that, you know.
Faith Evans tried to play defense for Diddy, claiming they had this special bond that was even stronger than what she had with Biggie. But Chile, nobody was buying what she was selling, especially since rumors were flying that Faith and Diddy were involved, which would have definitely caused tension with Biggie. Plus, Faith's relationship with Biggie was already complicated because of his affairs, including his relationship with Kim.
Faith was the one who wanted our relationship, and this is real. He wanted our relationship to be more public. I was a young girl, so to be honest, you know, I was messing, this guy was married, and at the end of the day, we were together first, so I guess it was being that, like, okay, we had our relationship first, you know? I didn't really know how to deal with that. I was young, you know? I'm not, like, if I could do it over, I wouldn't mess with a married man again, you know? But I was young. So at the end of the day, like, you know, she was more mad at the situation than I was. Right. And when I look back at it, damn, you know, she was married to this dude, but he was everybody. What the
Let's keep it 100. Biggie wasn't innocent in all this either. Kim has spoken openly about the abuse she endured, including being choked until she lost consciousness. These weren't just relationship problems. This was serious trauma.
Literally rapping in my lion just. I got my headphones on like this. I'm like, yeah, you know that. Boom, my headphones on. And I was crying. I was so scared. I didn't know what happened. And he, you trying to play me? You trying to play me? I'm like, well, you trying to play me? You got all these skanks in here. Wow. And we started fighting, and we tore the plaques off the wall and everything. And he choked me out in the elevator, so I passed out. And look, and then look.
And you were still loving this man after all
I
of
don't
this.
know why. I don't know why. But I tell you sometimes, if he wasn't dead, I would have.
The plot thickens because, according to sources close to the situation, Biggie had confided in Kim about his fears regarding Diddy, especially when it came to his desire to leave Bad Boy Records for a better deal. These weren't just paranoid thoughts, there was real fear behind those words.
Big was showing me a contract because I was saying to Big, Big was like, yo, Gene, I like you, I would take you with me, bruh, but you love that too much. I said, love that too much? What do you mean I love it too much? He said, yeah, you love him too much, bruh. I would take you with me. I said, how you gonna take me with you and you broke? He said, I'm broke. I said, yeah, you broke, man. You owe Mike Gadget $30,000 for the system and them drop boxes he put in your truck. And he was like, yo, how you know that? I said, talk and run their mouth, Big. Yo, he said, oh. He said, but I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Lil C's, Lil Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray?
Tracy Lee.
Tracy Lee and the commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million, it comes out to like $62 million. I was like, that's what I said. I was like, damn.
I never knew it myself, and I didn't know it that night that those stickers was on the car. I didn't know that till years later. But anytime you see any kind of things like that on a vehicle, on a street sign, on a wall, it comes from the street team. So somebody was put up to do that because they didn't put it on Puff car. And those cars was rented. So to put those stickers on there, you defacing the property. You understand? Somebody got to pay for that. So my whole thing about it is that it was somebody in our crew that wanted them to know that Big was in that vehicle.
Now, in Rolling Stone's explosive article about Diddy, they also mentioned that in the aftermath of Biggie's death, Diddy reportedly pressured Bad Boy employees to focus on marketing and album sales for Biggie's posthumous release, Life After Death, like he was not even grieving and was obsessed with the album being #1. Then, after Biggie died, Diddy still tried to steal his shine. There's an incident narrated by Kirk Burrow claiming that Rolling Stone approached Bad Boy with the opportunity for Biggie's legacy, but instead, Diddy wanted the spot. Kirk said he was telling Diddy, let's make it Biggie. You still have a chance for a cover in the future. But Diddy responded, no, he's dead. I'm putting out my debut album No Way Out in July. I need to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. Well, just like what he wanted, Diddy ended up on the 1997 cover of the publication titled Puff Daddy, the New King of Hip Hop. And he even had the audacity to have Big written on his chest on that cover. In fact, the Rolling Stone article also highlighted that 2 years after the cover dropped, Diddy did an interview with them where he admitted Biggie's death brought in the big bucks. He told them, I think his passing added to the fame. At least 2 million of the nearly 5 million copies of No Way Out sold were due to his death, straight up. And that doesn't necessarily feel good, but that's the reality. Allegedly, Lil Kim knew about all these things that were happening to Biggie courtesy of Diddy, and she wanted to talk, but Diddy threatened her. But that's about to change now because reportedly she's not rocking with Diddy like she used to. I'm personally curious about the tea she's allegedly about to spill because I know that Lil Kim has all the messy details, but meanwhile, let me know what you think of the relationship she's had with Diddy over the years and the one she had with Biggie in the comments section below. You are watching Hot Gossip. Goodbye, Gossip.